Welcome to the PA is In, where we discuss entrepreneurship and translating clinical skills into small business success. I'm Tracy Bingaman. I'm a physician associate turned entrepreneur and your small business preceptor. Today, we're diagnosing something that I see in almost every single small business, and it's probably not what you think. It's not a marketing or a sales problem. It's not even a time management or a cash flow problem. It's a leadership problem. And yes, this applies to you even if you have a company of one. More specifically, your business might be brain dead. Now, I don't say that in a way to make you upset, but sometimes the leadership is faltering. And the leadership of your business is the brain and that part of the central nervous system that determines all the things that you do and all the branches and all the departments and all the areas of your business. It's not because you're not smart, competent, capable, or working hard, but rather because your business doesn't have a clear and compelling treatment plan. And just like in clinical medicine, if there's no treatment plan, the patient doesn't get better. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to take your business from confused, scattered, and draining, where you feel like you're now on a treadmill of entrepreneurship, running, and getting nowhere, to a business on a mission, a business with a clear small business treatment plan, a business where you know exactly where you're going, how you're going to get there, and most importantly, why it matters. Let's start with the clinical picture, because if we were to write a soap note on your business, it might sound a little like this. The subjective would sound like, I feel lost. I don't know where we're going. The branding looks good, but recreating the wheel each week is draining me. Cash flow is inconsistent. Energy doesn't necessarily result in sales. I'm working so hard and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. I'm not sure if this thing that I'm doing is a business or a hobby. Sound familiar? And the objective of your soap note might be when you sit down, crack open your laptop, and finally have time to work on your business, you aren't certain exactly what you should be doing. You know you need to be generating qualified leads, those potential customers who have the problem that your product solves, but you aren't sure where to find them. You're doing a lot of work, but getting nowhere. You aren't able to pay yourself consistently each month. Sales are inconsistent or non-existent, and the workflow, it feels scattered or like one big bottleneck. The assessment is a business with brain death. No activity on EEG, secondary to a lack of a clear and compelling treatment plan. You have a treatment plan problem. The lack of a treatment plan means that your business is confused and wandering and you're frustrated. You don't have a specific destination, deadline, or motivating reason for taking action. The plan? Listen to the rest of this episode. Learn the 3 non-negotiable elements of a small business treatment plan, create one for your business, and start moving towards those outcomes this week. I'm going to tell you why most small businesses feel a little chaotic. Most clinician entrepreneurs are guessing on what to do, who to hire, how to sell, what to outsource, and ultimately they are uncertain on what matters most. Small business owners can feel super busy, but sales aren't happening. Or they sell when they are feeding the social media machine with more quarters, which costs you time and energy. You're writing posts and sharing your free downloads, rinse and repeat. But here is why most small businesses feel so chaotic. Almost every small business lacks a central, organizing, clear, and intentional treatment plan. In medicine, clinically, we would never do this. We would never admit a critically ill patient to the hospital and say, yeah, we're just going to kind of see how things go. You know, a little bit of fluids, a handful of meds, just watch the vitals whenever the nurse happens to walk by and hope that they get better. No, thank you. If you are admitting me to the ICU, that's not a plan. You'd actually say, here's what we're going to do, and here's why. Here's what happens if we don't. Here's the diagnosis and the treatment plan. And that treatment plan includes specific fluids at X mLs per hour, these specific meds and antibiotics on this schedule, pressors if this happens, intubation if this happens, expert consultation for these specific problems. And that is typically what your business is missing, a specific treatment plan with measurable outcomes. Now, I want to talk to you about the power of a treatment plan. I'm going to give you a clinical example since we're in the business of translating clinical skills into business speak around here. Let's say we have a patient. We'll call him Frank. He comes into the emergency department with Fournier's gangrene. He's septic. He's crashing. I'm talking sick as shit. Hemodynamically unstable with signs of end organ damage. The ER is calling urology and they mean it when they say he's circling the drain. You don't say, let's try some fluids and some wound care and discharge you home and see if you feel better, Frank. You say, we're admitting you now, but first you go to the operating room. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. We're starting IV antibiotics. Urology is on their way. They're taking you to the OR stat in order to remove the infection and save your life. In that second scenario, the plan is clear. The treatment plan creates urgency. It gets the entire team on the same page and working in alignment towards a shared goal. And it spurs everyone into taking action like right now. Let's work together to save Frank's life and hopefully also his testicles. Also, with a specific treatment plan communicated clearly to the patient, Frank now knows exactly what's going to happen. Right? First, he's going to get fluids and antibiotics. Then he's going to go upstairs into the operating room. Then he's going to wake up in the ICU. Your business plan needs the exact same thing as Frank: a clear diagnosis and a treatment plan that you can execute ongoing. A small business treatment plan has 3 crucial components. It has 3 economic outcomes, a specific deadline, and a reason why. First, it needs 3 specific economic outcomes, not non-specific impact statements like help more people or change the face of something. It needs specific, measurable economic outcomes, like clinical endpoints. Because here's the deal. You cannot make an impact if your business is not financially viable. Yes, I know that you don't want to turn into one of those super large corporations that you've worked for in the past, the ones that care about dollars more than patients. It's not because you want to rake people over the coals and make more and more and more money that these economic outcomes need to be specific, measurable, and economic or monetary in nature. But in order to stay in business, revenue is a must. And an income for you is a must. Profit matters. Your small business has to be able to make money in order to survive and to keep serving. Small business is about both income and impact. Income comes first and impact follows. So every small business treatment plan must include 3 specific and measurable economic outcomes. These are things like increase revenue by 35%, raise profit margins by 12%, add a certain number of email subscribers to your email list, sell 100 units of this product. And yes, you only get 3 of these very specific and measurable economic outcomes because your brain and your team's brain cannot prioritize more than 3 things at once. Now, the first element that you need, those 3 economic outcomes, you've got those now. The next thing that your small business treatment plan needs is a deadline. That's the second critical element to an effective small business treatment plan, because without a deadline, nothing happens. And how do you know if you hit the goal or not if you didn't have a deadline? Deadlines create urgency, intensity, and action. Think about it. A story without a deadline or with no stakes is boring. If Frank didn't have sepsis and Fournier's and hemodynamic instability where he would die tonight without intervention, there isn't any urgency in getting him upstairs and to the OR for debridement. But a ticking clock, a deadline, a negative outcome if we don't do X by Y, now we care. Will Frank make it through surgery tonight before sepsis claims his life and steals his future? Let's stay tuned to find out. The third critical element of your small business treatment plan is the reason why. Your reason that this work matters. Because your business is not just about hitting the numbers of those 3 economic outcomes. It's about what those numbers mean in terms of impact and changing lives. Why does this work matter? What changes and improves if you succeed? What wrong will be made right? What suffering goes away? What becomes possible for patients, clients, or the businesses that you serve? When you are drafting your reason why, think about these two prompts: because everyone deserves, and because no one should ever. For me, teaching entrepreneurship to clinicians is important because every clinician deserves to know how to build their own exit ramp from the freeway of modern corporate privatized medicine. No one should ever feel trapped, like they have to continue working at an organization that doesn't appreciate them, like they have to power through burnout, and that they're dependent on their income from that organization to support their family. Like they don't have an option to walk away if they want to. Everyone should be able to practice medicine electively on their terms and on their time in a place where they never have to deal with overwork, underpay, moral injury, and burnout. So the two phrases to think about when you think about serving your ideal clients are because everyone deserves and because no one should ever. Think about what righteous, immoral thing will be corrected with the work that you are doing. That reason why, it will serve as a touchstone for you and your team. It will motivate you when the going gets tough and you need to get going. Here is your entire small business treatment plan in one simple formula. We will accomplish A, B, and C by D because of E, where A, B, and C are the specific economic outcomes, D is the deadline, and E is the everyone or no one should ever sentence, the reason why. That's it. That's the whole thing. An example of a completed small business treatment plan might be we will welcome 50 providers into the Clinician Entrepreneur Collective, partner with 3 new aligned sponsors for the podcast, and grow our email list by 5,000 subscribers by June 1st. Because every clinician deserves the option to practice medicine electively because they've grown a business that supports their family. That's our mission here at the Persistent Provider right now. And it's a powerful story, and it feels like something that we can get behind. Treatment plans work because they start to tell a story about you. And humans are wired for story. We want to know what's happening, why it matters, how it ends. When your business has a clear and specific treatment plan, you open up a story loop in your mind and in the mind of your team members. And people lean in and get motivated. Your team works harder, you feel more focused, and decisions get easier. That thing that happens when people lean in, when they're engaged in the story and invested in the outcome, it's called narrative traction. It's the thing that makes people care and take action. Narrative traction makes people care enough to take action. It's what turns a general goal into a specific and motivating mission. Once you've nailed your small business treatment plan, it makes business operating decisions so easy. Because the simple question that you ask yourself becomes, does this move us toward the goal or not? Does this opportunity move you towards your 3 economic outcomes? If yes, it's a heck yes. If no, it's a hell no or not right now. Here's what I want you to do after you're wrapped up listening to this episode. Write down your 3 economic outcomes, choose a specific deadline, and define your why. Then put it all together into one sentence. We will accomplish A, B, and C by D because of E. A note here. A lot of entrepreneurs are tempted to make the E about them because they want to exit clinical medicine, have time and financial freedom, get out from under the thumb of corporate healthcare. But the E, the reason that you're doing this work should be about your clients, patients, or the businesses that you serve. And here's the key. If you write down these things, we will accomplish A, B, and C by D because of E, and your small business treatment plan doesn't immediately inspire action, you're going to need to rewrite it. If you don't finish writing it down and immediately want to take action like right now, try again. Because a treatment plan that no one follows, it's just more unnecessary paperwork. Like that after visit summary that your patient throws in the trash can in your lobby on their way out the door. If the treatment plan that you've written down or the one that you've been trying to achieve in the past doesn't inspire action and make it clear where you're headed, by when, and why it matters, you've got to go back to the drawing board. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail. And while you're waiting to roll doubles or pay your bail, write a new and motivating small business treatment plan. If this episode hit you a little bit right in the gut, good. That means that you're ready to go from a business that is scattered and confused to a business on a mission. Because your business doesn't need more hustle, more grind, more pushing in a way that doesn't feel right. It actually needs direction, a specific and clear treatment plan, a motivating mission. And if you want help building that, actually building it, not just thinking about it, that's the work that we do inside the Clinician Entrepreneur Collective. We take you from, I'm dreaming of running a business, but it's really a hodgepodge, cobbled together hobby, to I am running a business on a mission. We know where we're going, we know when we're going to get there, and we know why. You can join the waitlist for our next cohort of the Clinician Entrepreneur Collective at tracybingaman.com/waitlist, or book a call to talk through your next step and get some advice along the way. In the next solo entrepreneurship episode, which airs in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about the characteristics that you and your team need to embody and the critical actions that you need to take in order to achieve those economic outcomes. Until next time, don't just stay busy. Get on a mission. Clarity over chaos every single time. That's all for today. This PA is out.